Welcome to the podcast From Stress to Success Blueprint. I am your host, Lolita, and today is episode 85. And I want to continue the conversation about what I saw on Instagram, and I believe this is very, very true about, self-care and stress and management in general. It says, focusing on your self-care isn't selfish. It's a most transcendental, sorry about that, act of self-love. Okay, so when I start coaching someone or even talking the event, I say that the ultimate self-love is doing things for yourself that make you happy, that makes you full of energy, right? That's honoring your needs. That's the ultimate self-care. But I get a lot of pushback because it seemed like this selfish thing, like, oh, how dare you to think about yourself? Okay, you cannot pour out of empty cup, can't you? You can. So um I see people that come to me, and especially women, they come and they say, oh, I have a business to run, I have a family to feed, I have to take care of all those kids I have, and drive everybody for their hobbies and all of this, and I have to take care of my relationships and then spouses and all that. I don't have time for your taking break for yourself. And it's like, okay, you don't have time right now to take care of you. What's going to happen when you don't take care of you and then you end up in a hospital with some illness? That's not going to be the time for you to think, oh, now I want to take care of my stress management. Now I'm going to take care of myself and my needs. No, that's a little bit too late. Don't do that. You don't have to do that much. You need to be strong and healthy. You need to show those kids that they need to take care of themselves. The same as, I hear this over and over. Mothers, say, I don't know why my daughter is just being a doormat and her husband runs all her life and she cannot, do anything on her own, and she just doesn't take any time for herself. She doesn't come and visit me and none of this. But then when I ask them, what is their relationship with the family members and how much of self-care did they do? I hear the same answer of I don't have time for this. Like, oh no, I'm sacrificed my whole life for my kids and my business and my spouse and everybody else in the family. What do you think your daughter learned this from you? So the best way how you can change the world is start teaching your kids what they really need to know by doing what you need to do. Easy to preach, isn't it? Okay, now let's just talk about this deeper. When somebody tells you that you need to take care of yourself, and listen, I had a huge issue. It triggered me so much when somebody told me I just need to love myself more. I had an issue. Why? Because I've been taught that I should not love myself. I should not take care of myself. Obviously, not in a way of saying you shouldn't take care of yourself. But of course, I got some examples from my parents how to not take care of myself. But also, I'm inviting you now. If you think that you don't have time for self-care, you think that self-care is selfish, I'm really inviting you to remember what the relationship is with your parents, with your siblings, with your family, extended family, your authorities, your culture, your neighborhood, where you live. What's the feeling? You'll learn that from them. Yes. More than this, let's just go one more layer deeper. If you grew up in the environment, in the dysfunctional environment, toxic environment, where your needs did not matter, you were not validated for how wonderful you are, you were constantly laughed at, and when you say I want this or I feel this, you've been just gaslit and said no, no, that's not what it is. And you learned that your safety depends of how much you give to other people. You became this people pleaser that there is no even time for you to do self-care, because if when the moment you start taking care of yourself, you are afraid that something very bad's going to happen, because that's mean you're not giving yourself fully to somebody else, and now you're in danger. The good news is you're an adult now. You don't depend on anyone else. Yes, I know you're already gonna say, yeah, but I live in a family and live. Yes, we're talking about now self-care and about self-love, about that you just giving yourself 5 minutes to do something. You can find 5 minutes to do something. You can. But what will do to that? If you start doing your self-care, it's not that only the other people will see it and you can inspire the people to do the same. You inspire your kids to learn self-care and you will honor your needs. You will not abandon yourself anymore. What you've been abandoned emotionally, hopefully not physically, but emotional abandonment is also very bad because people who's supposed to take care of you are living with you and they're totally neglecting you. They're neglecting your needs. I mean, sure, you still belong, you play the theater, you watch the movies together, you laugh, you eat dinner, and everything's fine, but you're not really supported. You don't even feel safe expressing yourself. So obviously, you're not going to self care either. So evaluate what kind of environment you came from, what patterns do you have learned, and what can you change? And start by trusting yourself and building that trust in your own abilities and showing to yourself that you can show up there for yourself. This is time for you to show up. Stop abandoning yourself and do something every single day, maybe for 5 minutes. But when you do this, you show it that, oh, I care. I'll be there. And then you fill yourself up. So then you can help somebody else. And if you don't want to do all of this for you, do for your whatever inspires you to do. Make a meaning of whatever stress you have of saying, I'm doing this for them. If you cannot even do this for you. But don't just totally neglect yourself and then get sick. And then you will definitely will not be able to help anyone, take care of anyone. There will be no business, no case, no nothing. So start now. And if you need more help with that little startup, you're welcome to go to my website, beamazingyou.com. And of course, all of this is in the description below. And book a session with me. If you want to do an hour, there is an hour. Now I'm even running a special for only 30 minutes, like very condensed, and where I teach my secret sauce and secret tool, how to manage any stress and no matter how difficult the situation is. So if you need help, go and register for consultation with me. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you liked it and you found something interesting, give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for visiting and don't forget to subscribe. So obviously algorithm will show to somebody else that maybe can benefit from this message as well. And in the next episode, we'll be tackling more of those self-beliefs, self-limiting beliefs, and whatever patterns that really not helping you with